The highway stretched endlessly through empty land, a dark ribbon cutting across fields of dead grass. Evan had been driving for hours when his fuel warning light blinked on. Just as panic crept in, he saw it, a gas station glowing alone in the distance. No signs pointed to it, no name, just pale white lights buzzing in the night.
As Evan pulled in, the air felt wrong. Too quiet. No insects, no wind. The station looked old but untouched, as if time avoided it. The pumps stood perfectly clean, yet the ground beneath them was stained dark, soaked deep into the concrete. Evan stepped out, and the smell of fuel mixed with something rotten. The door to the shop opened before Evan touched it. Inside, the lights flickered softly. Shelves were fully stocked, but every product looked outdated, labels from decades ago, prices written by hand. Behind the counter stood a man who did not blink. His smile was wide, frozen, unnatural.
"Fill up?" the man asked, though Evan hadn't spoken. His voice echoed slightly, as if the walls were hollow. Evan nodded. When he glanced back outside, his car was already being refueled by no one. The pump handle floated, fuel flowing on its own. Evan felt uneasy and checked his phone. No signal, no time. The clock on the wall ticked backward, second by second. The man behind the counter tilted his head. "You're late," he said softly. "Most people stop sooner." A noise came from behind the building, a dragging sound, slow and heavy. Evan looked through the window and saw shapes moving near the dumpsters, human-shaped, but bent wrong, twitching. Their skin looked gray under the lights, stretched too tight.
The man finally blinked. "They ran out of fuel too," he said calmly. "Some stayed." Evan realized the station wasn't refueling cars, it was trapping drivers, feeding on time, fear, and the moment people stopped moving forward. The doors slammed shut. The lights grew brighter, burning Evan's eyes. The figures outside pressed against the windows, leaving smeared handprints that slowly slid down the glass. The man leaned closer. "Once you stop here," he whispered, "the road forgets you."
Evan ran. He smashed through the back door, sprinting into darkness. The sound of the station followed him, buzzing lights, ticking clocks, engines starting without drivers. Behind him, something screamed, a sound like metal tearing. Evan woke up on the highway at dawn, his car empty, fuel tank full, no gas station in sight, no marks on the road. But weeks later, while driving at night, he saw it again in his mirror, far behind him, waiting, always waiting. Evan tried to forget the gas station, but the road wouldn't let him. Every night he dreamed of buzzing lights and empty pumps. Sometimes he woke up smelling fuel on his hands. He checked his car daily. No leaks, no stains. Yet the fuel gauge never moved, no matter how far he drove. One night, while driving home, Evan noticed a car stopped on the shoulder ahead, hazard lights blinking slowly. As he passed, he froze. The driver was standing outside, staring into the darkness, face pale, eyes wide, mouth moving silently. Evan glanced in the mirror. The car was gone. The radio crackled to life on its own. A low voice whispered, "Still driving." Evan slammed the radio off. His headlights flickered, and for a split second, the road ahead turned into cracked concrete, the same ground as the gas station. Then it vanished. Evan began researching disappearances along highways. Old news articles told the same story, drivers vanishing at night, cars found days later with full tanks and no fingerprints. Every case happened near roads with no cameras, no signs, no witnesses. Unable to sleep, Evan returned to the highway at midnight. He drove slowly, heart pounding. At exactly 2:17 a.m., the gas station appeared again, exactly where it shouldn't be. Same lights, same silence, but this time the pumps were surrounded by parked cars, all empty. The man behind the counter stood waiting. He looked older now, skin cracking like dry paint. "You came back," he said happily. Evan noticed the walls were covered in faint shadows, people-shaped shadows that twitched when he moved. Evan heard voices beneath the floor, crying, begging, engines revving endlessly. The man smiled wider. "They keep the station running," he said. "Someone must stay to serve the next travelers." The doors locked again. The lights burned hot. Evan felt his memories slipping, his name, his home, his reason for leaving. The shadows crawled up the walls, reaching for him. He realized the station didn't kill people. It erased them.
In desperation, Evan grabbed a fuel nozzle and smashed the lights. Darkness exploded through the shop. The screaming stopped. For the first time, the man looked afraid. "The road will punish you," he hissed. Evan ran back to his car and drove blindly into the dark. The station collapsed behind him, folding in on itself like a dying star. At dawn, Evan reached a city, but something was wrong. No one acknowledged him. Reflections didn't match. Evan realized the truth. He escaped the station, but he never fully left it. Evan walked through the city, unseen. People passed through him like fog. Cars splashed rain that never touched his skin. He ran to a glass window. His reflection lagged behind, moving a second too late. Behind it, faint neon lights flickered. The gas station sign reflected where it shouldn't exist. At night, Evan heard engines outside his apartment. When he looked down, the street had become a highway. Cars drove endlessly in circles. The gas station stood at the corner now, perfectly normal to everyone else. The man behind the counter waved at Evan from inside, smiling patiently. Evan felt it pulling him back. His memories faded, his childhood, his name, his fear. Only the road remained. He realized the truth. The station didn't trap bodies, it trapped souls. Every lost traveler eventually became part of the place that stole them. One stormy night, a young couple stopped at the station. Evan stood near the pumps, unseen, screaming for them to leave. The man behind the counter placed a uniform on the desk. Evan's size. "It's your turn now," he whispered. By morning, the station looked normal again. Clean floors, bright lights, a new attendant behind the counter, quiet, pale, eyes hollow. Far down the highway, a car slowed. The attendant smiled and said softly, "Welcome, you must be tired." The road continued. The station waited, and Evan was never seen again. The end.